I'm not afraid of the war. I'll take my chances. I'm not gonna leave him there by himself and my cat there to deal with that. I know, miles away.
Miles away. Where are you, Chantal? Are you miles away? You're not going to leave your dear devoted husband to deal with war? Will you be fighting? Chantal, you said you're not afraid and you'd never leave him behind. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Chantal? Have you already left? Good evening, everyone. Going live much later than I expected today. This whole situation kind of developed like just over the past hour or so, all at once, and I was gathering all of my documentation to really have, hopefully, a good conversation about what's actually happening. I don't usually do that too much on this channel, but it does now involve Chantal. It does now involve the Queen Chantal. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? She's on the run. She's going to be prosecuted by a government of another country. She's dealing with all kinds of health issues, cats that she shouldn't have any involvement in. She's hiding her current whereabouts, charging $100 for cameos, just a little pocket change to go to Burger King. And now this. And if you don't know what this is, let me show you the map. The map of where she currently is. And then we'll get into a little bit of what's going on. So, I've been reading the documentation. I just get nerdy sometimes. It happens. I think everyone, it happens to everybody, right? Okay. Here's what's happening, okay? So I've been reading about this. I don't know how it's pronounced exactly. They don't speak Arabic, well, they do, but not, natively. Fordo. Okay. This is where, there are, I don't want to use the incorrect terminology. Basically, this is Iran, okay, or Iran. This is Iran. And this red spot right here is where underground they've been producing nuclear capabilities, okay, which is okay. Like a lot of countries do. There's a whole thing. There's a whole thing about it. And that's where the IAEA comes into play. And this is the International Atomic Energy Agency. And they are involved with the UN and different countries. Like they join and they sign up. Like, let's keep everyone accountable and yada, 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 right? So, look at where Kuwait is in relation to this plant underground. Right here, okay? And Kuwait is right here. The Faha Hill Clinic. Pause Kuwait, okay? Let's see what kind of mileage we're looking at here. Let's do some directions. We'll do her district there. Okay. So what's the distance? All right. See, it's a lot longer than it looks, right? So it's about a 14-hour drive. 14 hours, okay? Let me move this over a little bit. 14 hours from where she lives in Kuwait, okay? But here's the thing, right? What if, what if it's a flyover? Then it's not that far, is it? If you're in the car, okay, but what if it's a flyover? That's not that far, really. So Chantal and Burger King are right here. Okay. And then we have this place in Iran where underground they've been developing, they have nuclear capability. And it doesn't necessarily mean, that missiles and weapons and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it could. It could. Okay. So here's the thing. All right. I would like to see more maps in Gore World because it really gives us some perspective. We'll get into it a little bit. Okay. Why is this happening right now where everyone's like, oh my God, Iran, what have you been up to? What's happening? Iran, what are you doing? Okay. So this IAEA thing, right? Let me make sure I'm bringing up the correct thing. I don't want to get us confused.
And here's my beautiful wife, Chantal. This is stunning as usual.
Stunning as usual, Fupa Boyle for Lifers. Hello, nice to see you. All right. Why? What is the problem? Basically, 10 years ago, I may have, I hope I didn't close that tab, but I may have. Basically, 10 years ago, is it this one? No. This might be it. Years ago, the UN, the Security Council of the UN, here it is. Resolution 2231 of 2015. Okay, here we go. All right. This is about a treaty for non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. Resolution 2231. So why now? Well, this was meant to be for 10 years, and this was adopted in 2015, and time's almost up. Okay. So this is just the Security Council at its 7,488th meeting. July 2015, okay, reaffirming its commitment to the Treaty of the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, emphasizing the importance of political and diplomatic efforts to find a negotiated solution, guaranteeing that Iran's nuclear program is exclusively for peaceful purposes, and noting that such a solution would benefit nuclear non-proliferation. So, they said in 10 years, we're going to be checking up on you and see what's happening. They've been, checking in, right? But at the 10-year mark, a report was due to say, okay, what has Iran been up to, really? And this joint council, okay, so they call upon all the member states, regional organizations, international organizations to take actions that might be appropriate to support the implementation of the joint council. Like, we're going to, there's going to be a bunch of different countries checking in. So they're requesting the Director General of the IAEA, which again is the International Atomic Energy Agency. And this is a worldwide thing with the UN, to provide regular updates in parallel to the Security Council on Iran's implementation of its commitments under the Joint Council. So, they, if the Director General of the IAEA, which is, it's not, they're not with Iran, they're like I guess they might be part of the UN, but it's its own agency concerning nuclear, okay? If they have reasonable grounds to believe there's an issue of concern directly affecting the fulfillment of this commitment, okay, they verify that Iran has taken actions specific, and these are all like point by point by point by point by point, okay? I mean, this thing is 104 pages, so, so we're not going to go through all that, obviously. Okay, so here is, all right, so really just want to try to stay on track. Okay. Kuwait. This is June 11th. This is from timeskuwait.com. Kuwait urges Iran to enhance transparency with the IAEA and ratify additional protocol. Okay, so here we have our representative for Kuwait. And on Wednesday, they called on Iran for more cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, and respond to the agency's report highlighting a significant loss of monitoring data in critical areas, including the centrifuge activity and uranium enrichment levels. Kuwait is asking for that. So this is Dr. Al-Ajmi right here. Okay. She gave a speech and she called on Iran to ratify the additional protocol to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, noting that such a step would boost international confidence. Like, hey, you know, let us know. Let us know. Can you implement this additional? Like, just let us know. Are we good? Are we good, Iran, or not? Like, what's happening? She reaffirmed Kuwait's support for diplomatic solutions and constructive dialogue. Let's not get into it over, you used to date my girlfriend. And let's just constructive dialogue. Let's talk about the real issues. Let's be, adults about it. Expressing hope that international efforts will lead to the resumption of negotiations. Okay, we just want to talk. Dr. Al-Ajmi also underscored Kuwait's appreciation for the IAEA's vital role in maintaining the global non-proliferation regime and reiterated Kuwait's full support for the agency's impartial and professional work. Okay. So, she's like, all right, just let us know. Okay. We'll get to this in just a moment. Okay. That's interesting. All right. So, yeah, the INIS. This is interesting if you have, you probably already know about this if you are interested in nuclear systems. All right. Okay. So they're like, hey, Iran, what's going on over there, right? Okay. So this is a joint statement, okay, by several member states on one of the agenda items for that 2015 thing, okay? So safeguards agreement with the Islamic Republic of Iran. So on June 11th, a couple days ago, the countries who were involved in this are very interesting, okay? The resident representative of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, on behalf of the Republic of Belarus, the People's Republic of China, the Republic of Cuba, and the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Republic of Nicaragua, the Russian Federation, and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela requested that the attached joint statement be published as a circular. This is where I was getting all this stuff, the circular. Informational circular, which is the UN puts, the UN publishes these. As requested, the statement is herewith circulated for the information of all member states. Like, we want everybody to read this, okay? So June 2025, a couple days ago. Okay, Madam Chair, allow me to deliver the following joint statements. This one's short. We recall Iran's long-standing commitment to nuclear non-proliferation as the state party to the Treaty of the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, also known as NPT, while all other parties should fully respect Iran's right to peaceful uses of nuclear energy as a state party to the NPT. Now, you may recall that Homer Simpson worked at a nuclear power plant. He might still at this time, and that can provide it can provide power, electricity, all kinds. It can be a good thing, unless it's like Chernobyl. Then it's not a great thing. But it can be safe. That nuclear, it can also be transformed into some pretty bad weapons to be used during wartime. We therefore highly appreciate Director General Grossi's visit to Tehran on the April 16th, April 2025. That's in the future. Okay. and recognize, April. Oh my God. April 16th, 2025. This is June. All right, June 12th. All right. And recognize continued cooperation and interaction between Iran and the IAEA Secretariat. Oh my gosh. All right. So like you came to see us. We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Regarding the report that the Director General wrote, okay, NPT safeguards agreement with Iran, it is important to underline that the so-called little bit of shade, the so-called comprehensive and updated assessment contained therein was not produced upon the initiative of the Director General, but rather imposed on him by politically motivated and unconsensual resolution of the November session of the Board of Governors. So they're like, Iran is like, listen, the guy at the IAEA, he didn't even write this. This isn't his own assessment. He was forced to put this out on us. We note that the report states that the agency implements a large verification effort in Iran to commensurate with Iran's nuclear fuel cycle and activities, and Iran continues to cooperate with the agency. It is clear from the report that all remaining safeguards issues belong to the past before 2003. In this context, it is worth reminding that in its resolution of December 2015, the board decided to close all past and present outstanding issues. Like, look, we're moving forward. Okay, 2015, like this, hey, whatever happened. Whatever is going on today, let's just leave it in the past and let's just move forward drama-free. And Iran is like, remember that? Okay. We also note that Iran and Secretariat both exerted efforts to clarify the outstanding issues. We hope this interaction and engagement will continue on the basis of professionalism, objectivity, and impartiality without political pressure and interference from third parties. Okay? Like, look, you've got some other country over here or some politician that's in your ear. No. Let's do this objectively. The Secretariat should take into account and analyze the evidence and versions presented by Iran with a view to find a solution. In this context, we draw your attention to the explanatory note submitted by Iran. We're going to look at that, which merits careful consideration and due attention by the Secretariat and all member states. Okay. So this draft resolution was proposed by the US of A, France, Germany, and the UK. We would like to underscore that the Director General's report does not say that Iran may be in non-compliance with its obligations under comprehensive safeguards agreements, nor does it assert that the agency is not able to verify that there has been no diversion of nuclear material. It is also worth knowing that Director General does not seek any action from the board. Claims in the draft resolution concerning Iran's alleged non-compliance, as well as the conclusion regarding the agent's inability, lack both factual and legal basis. So basically, they're like, listen, you okay, it's 2025. This is coming up in a couple months. Like, what's the problem here? You've got this report coming out that's saying all this stuff. It's not even true. It's not even true. Okay. So we are of the strong view that the UNSC Resolution 2231, which is the 2015 thing, remains valid and shall be implemented by all states, meaning the countries that are involved. As we are approaching the termination day, that is coming up like in a couple of months, of the Joint Commission, all efforts shall be made in line with that 2015 thing to ensure that what the international community has invested for several years would not be simply overlooked. Like, look, we've been in this for 10 years together. Can we just can we really? We urge E3, EU, and US to fully implement all the provisions of 2231, including its respective timelines. The evolution of the situation has made it clear that confrontation and pressure are not conducive to resolve difference. Only dialogue. Like, again, let's have a constructive conversation. Constructive diplomatic engagement and political will can provide mutually beneficial results. With this in mind, we take note of the decision of the United States to return to dialogue with Iran. So I guess Trump is going to Iran to talk, and express our sincere hope that Washington is true in its intentions to seek a lasting political solution that will stand the test of time. We emphasize that after the timeframes envisaged in the Joint Commission and the 2231, which is the 2015 thing, the Iranian nuclear program will be treated in the same manner as that of any other non-nuclear weapon state party to the NPT. And please publish this so everyone can see it, okay, which was done. If I'm losing you, hang on, okay? I understand. I understand. Just hang on a sec, okay? Just give me a second. All right. Yeah, okay. I'll link this in the description. This is the resolution 2231, United Nations Security Council, the 2015 thing that I've been talking about. And this is 104 pages, but it basically goes on to state, what is this all about? And this is something that was put in place specifically for Iran, okay? So requests that the Director General of the IAEA to undertake the necessary verification and monitoring of Iran's nuclear-related commitments for the full duration, the whole 10 years, okay? This is just like in very, very much detail of like what's going to happen over the next 10 years, okay? So we had that. Now, I have a letter, which is interesting. I just want to pull something up real quick. And keep in mind, please keep in mind the close proximity here. Let me pull that in a little bit. Okay. Chantal's on the bottom. All the nuclear, all this is right here. Like the actual thing, the whole thing. Okay. Where it is. Why is that important? Some countries are going to be like, oh my God, what have they been doing over the past 10 years? Have you been doing shady stuff? How much do you actually have? What is going on there? Some countries aren't going to like that. Some countries may want to attack that area. And again, that is extremely close to where Chantal is. I want to tell you exactly what this is, so you understand. Because, I mean, I didn't really know much of any of this before today. So come along with me as we learn. I do have a video of one attack about an hour ago. Okay, so this is the Fordo fuel enrichment plant. That's what they call it. Strategically secure spot. It's an Iranian underground uranium enrichment facility. Okay. In Qom province. So here's the village. Here's like people live there. There's a mosque there. Okay. Village mosque. store, a school, a primary school, elementary school. All right. What's that? A castle? Oh, that's cool. Okay. And I don't think that that's the entrance, but okay, this is where the map stalls. I'm sure we can't get an exact street view of where to go for the uranium, okay? But this is the village where it is, okay? And as you can see, it's about a 14-hour drive from where Chantal may be, and definitely where Salah is currently. Okay. All right. So, Israel. I mean, not Israel. We'll get to that in a minute. Iran. I'm going to have to move my little owl. Now, if you notice, okay, at the very top, okay, we've got permanent mission of the Islamic Republic of Iran to the United Nations and other international organizations. And you can see in the upper right corner, the informational circular 1297. So if you do want to look that up, you can pull it right up. Okay. All right. And you can see the very first statement, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Remember, this is the Islamic Republic. This is what that means in English. This is not something that we only say before we eat something, contrary to what you've been led to believe by Chantal. We say this whenever beginning something important, something that we want God's blessing for. So Bismillah came at the beginning of this letter that was written. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. This is several pages, but the gist, okay, Iran is responding, okay, and they're like, listen, we're not doing anything, okay, relax, not relax, but like, hey, there's something else going on here that maybe you should consider. There is no credible evidence proving that the outstanding issues carry any proliferation risk, as stated in the report. Move it over a little bit. As stated in the report. You make it smaller. Okay. Iran continues to cooperate with the agency on matters of routine safeguards implementation. The agency implements a large verification effort in Iran, commensurate with Iran's nuclear fuel cycle and activities. Okay, so the report was submitted. The Director General, right, of the thing from 2015, which includes the final assessment of all past and present outstanding issues. Following to that report in December 2015, the Board of Governors adopted a resolution noting the Director General's report and also noting that this closes the board's consideration of this item. Like, it's in the past, right? We thought we were done with this. We thought this was in the past, whatever that issue was. I haven't dug that deep yet. So inclusion of some of relevant issues in the report is in contraction with the agency's professionalism, objectivity, and impartiality. For instance, 60% uranium enrichment is not prohibited under the NPT, and Iran's enrichment and stockpile of 60% are fully under the agency's monitoring and verification. Okay, so they have a bunch of, the content, tone, and scope of the report is highly objectionable and marks a clear departure from the Director General's putatively impartial mandate, as well as the caveats per the OP6, the resolution, Gov 2024-68, a proceeding not supported by a large number of member states, including board members. Okay. Like, watch your tone. Where is this coming from? Oh, it is equally regrettable that the ungrateful language of such an assessment impedes further venues of Iran and IAEA cooperation. Like, we're going to have to break up if you're going to talk to us like that. Okay. This is 20 pages, but they have a lot to say. And we speak here about religion. The Islamic Republic of Iran, guided by firm religious and strategic principles, has consistently and unequivocally rejected the acquisition, production, stockpiling, or use of weapons of mass destruction, particularly nuclear weapons, which it regards as inhuman. This rejection is not merely rhetorical. It is deeply embedded in Iran's national security doctrine, reflected in its binding international legal commitments, most notably as a non-nuclear weapons state party to the NPT. Like, look, we're not over here making weapons. We're not. And reinforced by the Supreme Leader's religious decree prohibiting such weapons. Like, we don't do that. We're Muslims. That's what he's saying. Okay. All right. So that's 20 pages. Now I will I'll bring up a video. This peach cobbler, this is about the country of Iran and nuclear. They think that they have nuclear weapons. And if you start more towards the beginning, you'll find that the location of where the uranium and all of that, excuse me, is fairly close to Kuwait. Which, you know, whatever, right? But the whatever is that a lot of countries are not really into that. They're not feeling that. So, let me make sure we've got some audio on this. So this was just about an hour ago. It's only 14 seconds. Okay, so that's just someone with their phone, like, oh my God, what's happening? Well, what's happening is that Israel is firing upon Iran, and they have claimed responsibility for it. Okay, so we have live updates. All right, the last update was 4:36 a.m. Iran time. Israel conducts airstrikes on Iran's residential areas. Residential areas. Now I understand, okay, I've done, I think, a fairly good job of avoiding the whole Israel-Palestine conflict on my channel, and it's not something that I wish to get into. It has gone on for a very long time. You and I are not going to fix that tonight. So we don't need to get into that, okay? But this is what's happening right now. They have claimed responsibility for this. Israel conducts airstrikes in Iran's residential areas. Residential areas, okay? So the criminal regime, this is from Mehr News Agency, MEHR. So this is their wording, okay, from Tehran. The criminal regime of Israel conducted an attack on Iran's residential areas early on Friday. In the early hours on Friday, several loud explosions were heard in Tehran, the Iranian capital, which, by the way, is not where that uranium underground thing is. Minutes later, the Israeli regime announced that it had carried out an operation against Iran. Okay, so that's a live update. Prior to that, commander of Khatam al-Anbiya headquarters, Major General Ghulam Ali Rashid, was martyred in Israel's regime's airstrikes on Tehran early on Friday, which means he died. Okay. IRGC Commander-in-Chief Iran something. Okay. Major General Hossein Salami was martyred in Israel's regime airstrikes. Okay, he died. This was the video that we just watched. I had to download it. It was really tough to stream. And since a few minutes ago, explosions have been heard in the Isfahan province, especially in the northern region. These sounds are heard every few seconds. Local officials say they are investigating. Flights are suspended until further notice from the Imam Khomeini airport. And if you're my age, you remember that name. And Jafar Miadfar, head of Iran's emergency organization, said in an interview with Mehr news agency, which is writing this, that an image of the emergency bus published on social media shows the presence of this unit at the scenes of the incident, and emergency vehicles were dispatched to the scene in case needed. Before that, the Israeli military issued a statement confirming the attack on Iran. The statement said the attacks included military command targets, military locations, headquarters, and nuclear sites. I think it just updated. And Israeli media announced that the Tel Aviv's airspace is now completely closed due to it's closed to incoming and outgoing flights. So if you are in Israel, you're not be able to get out, and if you're trying to get in, you're not going to be able to get in. So, where is Chantal? Where is Chantal? Because Chantal said that she would not leave her husband behind. No, of course not. Of course not. Your family is there during number 6? Oh my gosh. Inshallah, they'll be fine. So sorry.
Yeah, I want to go back, but I'm trying to be like patient and, you know, if it were up to me, I'd already be back there. But I do have like things like, you know, promise like my family that I would go to these appointments and take care of some things I have to do here. Do some beesing before you go back. I'm not afraid of the war. I'll take my chances. I'm not going to leave him there by himself and my cat there to deal with that. I know, miles away.
She's not going to leave her husband and her cat there to deal with this. She's not afraid of war. Not at all. Not at all. And if you're not sure why this affects Chantal, this is the distance that we're looking at between strikes that were just made and claimed by Israel were in this area. And Salah certainly is down here, potentially Julia and Bruce. And we don't know if Chantal is here or not. So, she could be. And if we zoom out a little bit more, okay, this does look like it's not that far when you look on the map, but it kind of is, okay? So this is a 14-hour drive from this place in Iran down to where Chantal is, okay? But we see this is where Israel is. So it's far, but it's not. It's far for like it's not a day trip. But it's not that far if you're flying and, yeah. So if she's here, hey, I don't know. They might not let her leave because she has pending charges. So and you may have seen I posted on the community board and on Twitter that The U.S. was saying, oh, we're going to partially evacuate the embassies. Apparently, they have not done that. Everyone was reporting it, but they're saying they have not done that. Okay, fine, I guess. So, Iran, okay, they're like, listen, when the IAEA becomes tool for Western political games, because they're like, look, we're being slandered here. None of this is actually happening. And now you're attacking us. We didn't even do anything. So this is Iran's side of it. So this was, this was today. The resolution passed today by the International Atomic Energy Agency. We've been talking about the IAEA. FIF, I'm not sure who you're talking about, but I really am not going to have a conversation. I've already said that. We're not having a conversation about hating or loving much of anything. This is a pretty serious topic, okay? Sorry you're not mature enough to deal with it. I mean, you know. So the IAEA Board of Governors against Iran is not a technical action, but a clear sign of the agency's deviation from a neutral path. Like, you're listening to people that you shouldn't be listening to. You said you were going to be neutral. On Thursday, that was today, the draft resolution proposed by 3 European countries, France, the UK, and Germany, in coordination with the United States, against Iran's peaceful nuclear program, was passed in a session of the IAEA Board of Governors. This resolution, which was adopted with 19 votes in favor, 11 abstentions, and 3 against, accuses Tehran of non-compliance with safeguards commitments without mentioning Iran's long-standing and extensive cooperation with the IAEA. Like, look, we've been working with you. You didn't even mention that. All right. This is written in Iran, so there will be some language that you're not used to hearing. The resolution repeats politicized allegations rooted in fabricated documents provided by the Zionist regime, claiming that since 2019, Iran has failed to fully and timely cooperate with the IAEA regarding undeclared nuclear materials and activities at several locations. Iran's close cooperation with the IAEA in recent years, especially during the implementation of the Joint Commission, is well known. At the time of the Joint Commission signing in 2015, all issues related to allegations against Iran were resolved. After that, the IAEA issued 15 reports confirming Iran's compliance with its commitments, and no objections or issues were raised. The situation continued until the U.S. began signaling its intention to withdraw from the Joint Commission, and ultimately did so in 2018. In response, Iran adopted a policy of strategic patience for over a year, then gradually reduced its commitments. Although the U.S. was the main reason for the collapse of the agreement and Iran's reduced interaction with the IAEA, 4 resolutions have been issued against Iran since Trump's withdrawal from the Joint Commission, even though Iran granted the requested access. Like, yeah, come on in. You can come in. No problem. Back then, Mikhail Ulyanov, Russia's senior diplomat in Vienna, Austria, criticized the draft resolution by the UK, France, and Germany, supported by the US during the Board of Governors meeting. He said that the IAEA Secretariat didn't even bother to provide accurate statistics on the volume of verification activities in Iran. Last year, 125 inspectors operated in Iran, 493 inspections were conducted, 144 design information verification inspections took place, and 1,260 inspector days of field activity occurred. Iran's inspections rank second among IAE member states in frequency, so they've been there a lot, and no reduction in activities has been recorded. So Iran has been consistent, constructive cooperation within the framework of nuclear negotiations. Despite its goodwill in holding indirect talks with the U.S., America and its European allies refused to respond positively. The Western countries, particularly the US, France, the UK, and Germany, have purposefully and in coordination raised vague, unsubstantiated technical claims about sites, such as Huzzzzband and Levisan, to create international pressure against Iran. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. These claims, consistently rejected by Iran, appeared aimed at creating a negative global view against Iran in the international arena, to undermine its legitimate, peaceful nuclear capabilities. So we're being slandered. We're not doing what you think we're doing. Okay, you've been here. Okay, they have a whole statement here. Like, it's not us. This is a you thing. It's not us. Stop making up lies about us. Let me look at the chat. So where's Chantal? Is she there with her dear husband or not? Where is Chantal? You're a little shocked Chantal's apartment has been marked as a nuclear development site. What with her excessive emissions? True, true. Yeah. Okay, just Jamie. She's drifting off to sleep. Okay. Alrighty. People are not their country. Absolutely. Yep. R2D2, you work in uranium. There's such progress available in this resource. We're mucking up our future. Yeah. Yeah. Foodie Beauty thinks her Canadian passport will protect her during number 6. Yeah, no. You know, rules apply to everybody. She doesn't seem to get that, but rules apply to everyone. Mm-hmm. Nothing protects you in Iran. You have a good friend stuck in Iran. Sammy in Brooklyn. My goodness. Venezuela should focus on their own damn belly button instead of anyone else's, but go off, Venezuela. I know. Yeah, Sector 7G. That's right. Homer Simpson. Mm-hmm. Cheap and clean energy. Yeah. Nuclear power can be safe, absolutely. Hello, Natural Born Collector. Foodie Booty running for shelter if sirens are alarmed. Where would they even be shelter? You know, like where would you even go if she is in Kuwait? It's not like they have, I don't think, like natural weather disasters. Like, do they have things, you know? Yeah. R2D2 says, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, progress in the energy sector marches on. We must find ways to mitigate the effects while exploration and extraction take place. No choice. Yep. Foodie doesn't give an F as long as she can get her Hardee's and has her AC. She's good. That's all she cares about. I mean, she says she's not afraid. So, that's fine. I'll link everything if you want to see it for sure, because it took a while to dig a lot of that stuff up. So yeah, I'll link everything in the top comment. I'll pin it. Nuclear energy is the only way we survive if AI is the next step. However, nuclear armed Iran could trigger a regional arms race. It seems like that is already happening right now. What does this all mean now with Israel bombing the nuclear facilities? Things aren't good. Things are not good. And from what I saw right before I went live, that Trump is saying, "Oh, we're not involved. We're not involved in that. That's between them." Worst time for a buffoon to be busy making things great again. I mean, What does nuclear got to do with the price of fish flop? Exactly. Everybody here uses nuclear energy. Flop. Yes, exactly. Iran will lose every nuclear facility by week's end, says Dastardly Deeds. Yeah. Earlier in the year, IDF attacked Iranian oil fields near Kuwaiti border. Really, I'm appeal. Okay, Fallen Angel. I know the castle, huh? Salah organized the Iranian nuclear facilities. 100%, yes. Yeah, him and Owlette. Yeah, they're responsible 100% for it. Yes, that's true. Yep. We're all connected, every shape and form. Their pain will become your pain. Stones skipping across bodies of water. Pray for peace. That's very nice, R2T2. Hello, Lisbeth. Dastardly Deed says 670 miles is nothing, and it's a drive they've made to the border at least twice in the past 3 years. He took her there instead of cut her when she freaked out trying to elude charges. Yeah. Funny enough, there are greater concerns than a morbidly obese fool. Imagine. Imagine that. Oh, hey, Sniper Love. Yes, it's pretty serious as some important people have been assassinated along with civilians, yes. Yeah. Yeah, residential areas. Dastardly Deed says, I'm praying she's sitting right there, squatting her obese animal abusing 5X arse in a border desert campsite. AC out, liver failing. Yes, I'm praying for that. Okay, I understand. You don't understand the title of the stream? If, I know I'm not caught up on the chat yet, but if you saw the little video I just played about Chantal not leaving her husband behind. Hey, Sabin Nation. How's it going? Hey, Scarletter. I just found out about your channel. Welcome. I hope the inhabitants had some warning. I hope so, too. Yeah. Hello, FW11. Hello, Maz, Iron Chef, Elevator Jin. Yeah, hopefully. She said she's not afraid. So if she is in Kuwait, I'm sure she can deal with it. I'm sure she can. That's right. She's not afraid. So, yeah. Yeah. Imagine if she did do a border hop to Iraq or, yeah. What if she's in Syria? She's not in Syria. You want to request a cameo to see her ring? $100. She'd leave if she could now, but she didn't think in time. She didn't, but I think she did not in time. I think she's there, personally. I know everyone has totally different thoughts on that, and that's fine, really. So, whatever. I don't have any knowledge that no one else, I don't have any knowledge that no one else has. So, it's just like a hunch type of thing, Yeah. Chantal doesn't seem to understand that miles away isn't much when you're talking about war. Yeah. She picked the wrong time to mess around, Cryptomaria. I remember when she said she would fight for her family if she had to, and I imagine her on the street with a broom trying to scare off a tank. I remember at the end of the, after Mubarak stepped down, February 11th, 2011, pretty sure. Like, we could finally leave our homes in Egypt and going like, okay, let's try to find a grocery store that's open, and driving out and, and there's tanks. The military came out. There were checkpoints back into our neighborhood. There were tanks everywhere. Look at Nightbot going off, huh? Celeste's going to use Chantal as a shield, Anna gags. Oh, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Yeah, punching a puddle. Or punched a puddle. Yeah, I know it's a lot, and it's very wordy. And it did take me a couple of hours to just kind of piece some things together because I don't follow that. I didn't follow that at all, like previously. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the IAEA? What even is that? And oh, the UN is involved. Okay. Well, what does Iran say? What do they say? I'm like, shoot, that's pretty close to Kuwait. Uh-oh. And then I get the update like, oh, Israel has claimed responsibility for airstrikes on residential areas in Iran. I'm like, oh shit, let's go live. All right. You remember BB holding up that chart with Acme bomb saying Iran was 6 months away? Pretty sure that was well over a decade ago. I feel like Iran has kind of been on the on everyone's map for a while. مصريا يقتي والله بحبك بحبك قوي قوي Sammy in Brooklyn. عندي كلاب بلدي اتنين. My heart feels dead inside. It's cold. It's hard. It's petrified. Lord Baroque, buttery, sluttery patriarch. Your name isn't dead and cold at all. Hey, Cypher. Nothing's going to happen as far as a real war. I don't know. They've had nuclear weapons for some time now. Well, all of these countries are member states that all agree, like they all produce nuclear energy. And they all like kind of keep each other in check. So a lot of countries do. It's not just them. 500-pound mass can absorb quite a bit. Stand by your man, cutie. Take care of him, Chantal. You promised his mother as you stood on top of her grave. Remember? That's true. She did. Her cameos are now $100, Elaine. Girl's hurting bad for cash. She sure is. Those Burger King runs aren't going to pay for themselves. Nope. Time to pay up. That's right. All right, I'm caught up with you guys. Yeah, so that's a bunch of no good. What else do I have? Oh, this is okay. If you're really lost, all right, I understand. Trust me, I don't expect anyone to pop in and be like, oh, I know what's going on. Okay, I get it. All right, especially when we talk about Chantal. I understand. So let me just do a very, very, very brief, like a little bit of a recap here, okay? Very brief, because there's something else I want to show you. All right. So the bottom of the blue line is Chantal, okay? There's Kuwait City. I have her marked at Burger King for where she lives, so we have the precise spot. Burger King. This is where I have her home. That's my spot for her. Because it is close to where she lives. You know, and I'm not doxing her. It's BK. You know, she's there often enough, right? So, yeah, driving around, you got to drive around the bay or whatever they call it there, right? Oh, they call it a bay. Okay. Kuwait Bay. And so Kuwait, okay. Let me do more of a map style. Might be easier to see. Yeah, that's easier to see. Okay, so we got itty bitty little Kuwait here, okay, and we got the Burger King down over here, all right. Itty bitty, okay. We got Iraq over to the west here. All of this right here is Iran. And it's like right across the bay, you know. They could just take a boat and be in Iran like that. Tehran, the capital of Iran, is up here. The Caspian Sea, right here. And where they are saying that these nuclear proliferated weapons are is right here in a province called Qom. So Qom, Central District of Qom County, Qom Province, Iran, serving as a capital of the province, the county, and the district. That's beautiful there. It's currently 78 degrees Fahrenheit at 6:49 a.m. there. All right. And they say that this is where it is. So basically, all right, this organization, this agency, right, that's like, I think it's like under the UN, okay? They just keep track of all the countries that are producing nuclear energy. And they just want to like make sure everyone's doing, all right, is everyone on the up and up here? Like, it is a valuable source of energy. Not everyone makes it into weapons. And we're just keeping track of everybody. 10 years ago, they were like, oh, Iran, are you, is everything okay over there? And they were like, no, we have a few issues, but okay, let's forget the past. We'll forget the present even. Going forward in 10 years, which is now 2025, we're going to check in with you again. They put out their report, and the IAEA, right? They put out their report, and Iran is like, that is a little bit ridiculous. That is not unbiased. And again, that's the International Atomic Energy Agency. And Iran is like, no, that's, someone's in your ear talking, and you really shouldn't be listening to politicians about what's actually happening here, because we've been letting you in. We've been in agreement with everything. And it seems like Germany, France, the UK, and the US in some way have been like, no, we think you're up to something. So Israel over here, okay, again, not very far, today, like an hour or two ago, was like, oh, really? Oh, you got weapons over there? Well, guess what? We're coming for you. And they attacked, looks like Tehran, which is not very far. And they have admitted responsibility. So where does this come in with Chantal? Well, if she's still in Kuwait, she's pretty close to all that. She's real close to all that. Real close. I don't want any, we all have our thoughts, okay, about different countries, certainly about different ways of life. I don't want here any language disparaging Palestine, Israel, Iraq, Iran, any of that, please. Okay? That's not what we're talking about. I understand the sentiments, okay? I do. But things can get very heated, and I'm just not here for that. She has no understanding of the area. That's true. She said she's fine. She's not afraid. She's said that before. So okay, so that's what's happening, okay? And this just happened like a couple hours ago. Israel was like, oh yeah, airstrikes on residential neighborhoods, not too far from where she is. So they're flying over, okay, Israel right here. They're like flying over here, boom, airstrikes, killing people, okay, buildings on fire. And Chantal, potentially, right here at Burger King, okay? So that gets you caught up, okay? And we read through some of the UN stuff, and again, I will link everything in the pinned comment. I'm keeping all my tabs open, so I'll just be able to link if you're interested. It's very wordy, but, I feel like I don't know. Hopefully I didn't get anything really wrong. I just kind of dove in a couple hours ago. So here's what's interesting, though, okay? This is what I was looking at earlier today. I was like, oh, we need to talk about this, Nesties. Check this out. Kuwaiti Navy. I didn't even know they had a Navy. To conduct live ammunition exercises on June 15th and 16th. Why would they be doing that? Why? Just out of nowhere. Yeah, we're gonna go into the Gulf here, and live ammunition, not blanks. We're gonna just be shooting off some weapons in the Gulf. Just an FYI. I know, I didn't know they had a Navy either. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay. All right. The Kuwaiti Army's Moral Guidance and Public Relations Directorate announced that the naval forces will carry out live ammunition exercises on Sunday and Monday, June 15th and 16th from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. In an official statement released today, which was the 12th, that's today, the Directorate clarified that the drills will take place at the designated Marine shooting range, which spans 2 key zones, 16.5 nautical miles east of Ras Al Juleya, extending to Karuh Island, and 6 nautical miles east of Ras Al Zur, extending to Al Meredem Island. The Army urged residents, see how they make the difference? Okay. Citizens, residents, beachgoers, if you're planning on going to the beach to feed some cats, and fishermen to avoid these areas during the scheduled times to ensure their safety. So you best not be on the beach trying to feed some cats next Monday and Sunday, because they're going to be shooting live ammunition. Get off the beach. And do you think she would know about this? No. Avoid these areas to ensure your safety. The live fire exercises are part of routine training operations aimed at enhancing the readiness and operational capabilities of Kuwait's naval forces. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that that's a coincidence. I've been checking in with Kuwait news from time to time ever since she's been there. I've never seen anything like this. So that timing could be interesting for sure. So Sunday and Monday, Chantal. Yes, Alice, you would be correct. If she is still there, she's very close to a war zone. Yes, very close. And Kuwait's own Navy is going to be shooting live ammo from the Gulf. So stay off the beach even. Yeah. Yeah. Darkest Coven, I looked at it today. There wasn't anything juicy. There wasn't anything juicy for the crime line. There was nothing. I'm glad that they have a woman doing this. Kuwait urges Iran to enhance transparency with the IAEA and ratify additional protocol. She's like, listen, Iran, we know your tricks, okay? Look at this beautiful woman, professional. She was there talking about this. I love that. I love it. Yes, me too. Chantal might not be scared, but you're pretty scared. It's scary. It's definitely scary. It is. International Nuclear Information Systems. Oh. So they have like a thesaurus. If you're like, what do these words mean? I bet R2D2 knows all about all of this stuff. I really don't. Like, I wouldn't be able to answer any questions. If you had any. Like, I know a little bit about Chernobyl. Like, I was around. Actually, no, I don't know if I want to tell that story. But like when Chernobyl happened, like the US has nuclear power plants. So, yeah. But I remember when that happened. Yeah. Let's see, what else? Israel. Oh, let's do an update on this. This is a live updates. Israel attacks Iran. Tehran vows harsh response. And that's going to be all over, all over the area where Chantal is. Like, here's Tehran right here. And they're like, oh yeah? Well, we're flying over to you. And they're probably not going to go in the most, logical direction. They'll probably go through different airspace, like, oh, let's go down through our own country here. Let's cross over through the Burger King at Mangaf, run into Chantal for a burger, and then come across Iraq. I'm sure they would allow that. Jordan is going to be like, hell yeah. And then boom, Israel. She's not far. Your ex is from Russia, Saba Nation. His family was affected by Chernobyl. Wow. Wow. You have a lot of Chernobyl survivors in Brooklyn. Really? They were already moving. If she's not eluding charges at a desert campsite, then Salah already moved her to the bottom level apartment. Either way, she's going to suffer with no AC and the blackouts. Yeah. Yep. It's okay, Lord Baroque. You're always welcome. Yeah. Oh my God. That was insane. Yeah, Scar, they have this new thing on YouTube. It's like engagement for each channel. I don't know. I don't know if all channels have it yet in the chat. Like if you click that crown up at the top, it says top fans, and it's basically your engagement throughout the stream. So you're number 1 right now. Cypher's number 2. And I can't see. Snick is number 3. And I guess it's if you just want to have like a little competition with your fellow chatters. I don't know. ABB true. Dethroned. You can't talk about giraffe pee? Okay. Well, oh, jeez Louise. Let's explore a little bit. I love doing map stuff with you guys. You guys are cool with that. Or actually, let me look up this a little more. So this is Fordham. Or Fordo, I guess they're calling it on the map. Fordo Fuel Enrichment Plant. It's an Iranian underground uranium enrichment facility located 20 miles northeast of the Iranian city of Qom. Northeast of the Iranian, at a former Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps base. The site is under the control of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. Which, if you remember, this is the worldwide International Atomic Energy Agency, and this site is under the control of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. It is the second Iranian uranium. Did I say Iranium? I think I did. Iranian uranium enrichment facility. The other one that being that of Natanz. According to the Institute for Science and International Security, possible coordinates of... I don't need to know the coordinates. It's okay. It was disclosed. So this location was disclosed to the IAEA in September 2009. Iran disclosed it themselves. Oh, but only after the site became known to Western intelligence services. Western officials strongly condemned Iran for not disclosing the site earlier. U.S. President Barack Obama said that Fordo had been under U.S. surveillance. He's like, we've been watching you anyway. We've been watching you. Iran argues that this disclosure was consistent with its legal obligations under its safeguards agreement with the IAEA, which Iran claims requires Iran to declare new facilities 180 days before they receive nuclear material. That was a big part of that 2015 thing. This is from Iran. That's the information circular. this? So that's a big part of it. Like Resolution 2231. Like where are you getting your supplies from? That's a big part of this. Like, they have to, that's a big part of it, because you don't want to be making deals with God only knows who, right? North Korea used to be a member of this, a member state. They pulled out in the 90s. They're like, nah, we're going to make what we want over here. Don't you worry about it. They pulled out. They were part of this. So these member states are all different countries. And there's a lot of them. Yeah. All right. Map. Okay. The capacity. Okay. The production enriched up to 5% of UF6, U-235, and that the facility was being built to contain 16 cascades with a total of approximately 3,000 centrifuges. Okay. In December 2011, enrichment started. In January 2012, the IAEA announced that Iran had started producing uranium enriched up to 20% for medical purposes, and that material remains under the agency's containment and surveillance. Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look around. It's like a whole little village. Tourist attraction. What's this? Fordo. Oh, I think this is it, actually. Let's look at some pictures. Okay. Masood Asif. Okay. Ooh. Like Shiraz wine, maybe? Okay. Oh, hi, Pooch. Are you a Pooch from Iran? Hi. Hi, pups. How you doing? Oh, you look like you've seen some stuff, though, pup. I gotta tell you. But you look like such a cutie pie. You really do. What's that? Bunch of stuff? Okay. Oh my god, when he was a puppy! Oh my god, look! And now look! Oh my god! So cute. Okay. I don't think that's a swimming pool. I could be wrong. Pretty. Another pooch! Hi. Hi. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're fluffy. You're a little fluff. Those have to be grapes, huh? They must be. Yeah, so it looks like it gets cold. Like those are mountains. Yeah, I think... I mean, Google would block it out if we're not supposed to see it, you know? I would hope. This looks like it was a whole building before. Okay, pretty. Okay, all right. That's all we got for that. That was unexpected, Pooch. I love that. It's a tourist attraction, really. Okay, here's those bodies of... So I know, like with and listen, I'm gonna sound like a real idiot, okay? Because I know nothing about this stuff. If R2D2 is still here, he might be able to help out with some questions. But from what I remember, right, like with Chernobyl, I've watched a lot of different documentaries about it and such, that they had like cooling towers. So I wonder if that's what these bodies of water are for cooling. I'm probably really making some very basic statements. Like, yeah, cool it off. That's right. That's right. Are you serious? Yeah. Gets hot. Cool it off. Yeah. There's all these. Oh, what's this? Garden. Okay. A shrine. Zeta. Okay. There's more water. Another garden. Let's go there. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Kinds of greenery and such. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that they would let us get too close up. Country park. All right. Oh, are we camping? Oh my God, really? Looks like a tour guide ad. Like, there, we'll have some tea in front of the sunset in this cave. Oh, it looks romantic, but it'll suck because you're sitting on a rock. Your butt's gonna hurt, and it's freezing cold. You'd be lucky to get that tea. Okay. All right, snow and stuff. Huh. Wow. Are we sledding, or what's happening there? Sledding? Cooking something. Okay. W-I... Does it say width? No path. Let's go for a hike near the nuclear facility. Yeah, it sounds great. Let's do that this weekend. Okay. Who's this guy? Mohsen Cheyenne. Okay. What year was that? 2024. Okay. All right. This is how I think of an Iranian fellow that looks like that. Okay. Great. Thank you for your photos. It was enlightening. Okay. So this is a whole village. I wonder if a lot of these people work there, because it seems kind of remote. And these orange roofs, huh? Must be a certain, like, I don't know. I've only watched a few things on Russia, but it seems kind of like a Russian design. I could be way off. Yes, juror number 6. This is in Iran. Yes, this is in the province where the facility is. Yeah. A school. Education center. Okay. Water pump supplier. Tourist attraction. 1 star. A 1-star tourist attraction. What's wrong with this place? Oh, waterfall. Oh, let's go there. Look at this guy. Do you see the waterfall? Yes, yes, you're pointing at it. Yes, you can see it. Yes. Cooking. You're some real outdoorsy people, huh? That is a waterfall. Okay. Karjal waterfall. All right. Oh, that's cool. Little butane, like something or other. That's kind of neat. Wow, have a hot meal after hiking. It does look kind of cold. Not the soup, the weather. Okay. Oh, look at that stunning couple. A nice looking couple. Look how modest this outdoor jacket is. I love it. Nice. Who's this? We don't know. Who's this? We don't know. Who's this? We don't know. We got a video though. Oh, wow. Beautiful lady, mashallah. February 2025. Okay. Maybe the water smells like barracuda and ricotta. It probably does. How often they update the Google Maps? It depends on where you are. Like in just like, because they have a date at the bottom. So, like this right here, this image, it just says 2025. Doesn't have a month, but zoom out a little bit. Thank you for the waterfall tour. Yeah, a lot of like little villages and stuff. The Imam Ali Observatory. What's in here? This is in Tehran. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my God. Some of the Iranian mosques are like gorgeous. Look at that. The top of the hill. Wow. Wow. Look at those mountains. Looks like Everest or something. Like I don't think of Iran as being, mountainous and cold. All lit up. Little family time outside. It's nice. Okay. Sunset. Off in the distance. Nojumi.org. NOJUMI.org. Okay. Yeah, these people are outdoorsy AF. Oh, we got the food truck. We got the food truck. See, this is kind of how I imagine us on patrol on Friday nights. Sometimes we tow stuff behind us. Sometimes it's a hot tub. Sometimes it's like a rolling food truck type of thing. Iran has a lot of mountains. That's why fighting there would be much harder than Iraq. Ham and beans. Okay, thank you. Oh, here's inside. Okay. It's an observatory. Therefore, we have observation tools. We have the tools of observation. Nice family. Oh, like meteors and stuff? Oh my goodness. Oh, here's the moon. Oh, this was taken at the observatory. Interesting. August 2017. Okay. Some more people. All right. Okay. So Tehran is the capital city. Golistan Palace. I love a palace, don't you? Oh. Oh my God. Oops. No. We're in a palace, you guys. Please act accordingly. Don't touch anything. Please. Keep your hands to yourselves if you can. Hey, Tashi. How you feeling, Tashi? It looks like an elephant tusk. I don't like that. Okay. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. What is this? Like, what is this made of? What's the reflective material? Wow. Huh. Wow. Oh, what's that? They get statues and stuff. What's that about? Let's see. Oh, someone made a little movie? Okay, we'll watch. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Mirror mosaic. Yeah, I think you're right, Emma. Okay. Oh my god. Well, those are cats. Those are cats, you guys. Those are cats. Did you see the kitties? Look. Oh, you can't see. I'm so sorry. Let me expand this a little bit. Yeah, she could have taken us here, right? Instead, we get to see a bunch of nothing. But she's not afraid. She's in wartime right now, and she's fine, so we're not worried. Look, it's a kitty cat here. That is adorable. Yeah, close this. Yeah. That is a legit cat right there. We don't know where she is, Fran. And what's that? Is that a cat too? Oh. Wow, neat. Neato. Oh. So, well, this makes me want to look up information about this. Like, whose palace was this? Like, those are steps going up, and then somebody sits up here, and they're being carried by people in that shiny room. I wonder what that's made out of. Wow, Golistan Palace. Let's take a field trip sometime. Maybe not tonight, but sometime. What is this? Oh, it's a museum. Okay. Oh, it's on the UNESCO World Heritage list. Okay. What's that about? A masterpiece of the Qajar era, embodying the successful integration of earlier Persian crafts and architecture with Western influences. My goodness. The seat of government for the Qajar family, which came into power in 1779. Wow. I feel like we can't make buildings that look half as decent as that in 2025. But in 1779, they were going all out. And can you imagine the money they must have imported things from everywhere. Yeah, it's on the World Heritage list. Amazing. Well, if you ever go to Iran... Oh my god, it's beautiful! Download this photo? Can I, though? Like, for real? UNESCO? That is so... Oh. I love tacky, gaudy stuff like that, so that's my thing. I love glittery, shiny, all that stuff. Okay, all right. Back to the map. Okay. Thank you for indulging me for a moment. Wow. Okay, so that's in Tehran. That's in the capital. Hopefully that place wasn't bombed. My God, please. A World Heritage site? They built that in the 1700s? Yeah, please stay away from that. Hey, Alana, how's it going? Tehran Museum of Contemporary Art? Yeah, this is a very modern city, for sure. Hadish Mall. Okay, go to shopping mall. Let's look at the mall. Do they have a coffee bean and tea leaf? That is the question. Okay. Oh. This looks like it's going to give us vertigo. Maybe we'll skip that. Multi-level. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Dinner for one for Foodie Beauty to live stream while eating. Oh, they got Versace there. Nice. Little bookstore. Oh, no. Oh, you could have your tea. Ray-Ban, I think. Versace, Diesel, Fossil, Louis Vuitton, Adidas. That's why I wish Chantal would take us to a mall. Like, you know, ugh. I think it could change a lot of perceptions of Kuwait if she brought us to an actual real mall, but she doesn't care. She's too self-conscious to walk through a big mall, I think. Plus, she can't really walk, so there's that. Also, that's a lot of stairs. I mean, you know, she's not going to do all those stairs. I need a scooter. Do you have any scooters? Palladium. They got a lot of malls. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, and then this is the Caspian Sea north of Tehran. That's the Caspian Sea and the Caspian Sea. And let's just look at countries that are like around us now. So we have Turkmenistan to our east, Afghanistan to our far east, right over here. That's what that landscape was reminding me of. Not that I've ever been, but you know, pictures I've seen and such. Azerbaijan. I know a lady from Azerbaijan. She was shocked that I've even heard of Azerbaijan. I'm like, of course. What are you talking about? I met her in Egypt. Armenia. Okay. Turkey. It's up here. Kazakhstan. All the stands. Georgia. Do you remember Georgia? This is where Owlette goes on vacation. He's been there a couple times. And again, down here is Chantal's Burger King. Okay, her Burger King is right here. Burger King and airstrikes. Confirmed. Killed people. Israel has taken responsibility. So we got Chantal, definitely Salah. We got Iraq to our west, then Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus, Turkey, Greece, Italy, the Mediterranean Sea, and of course Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Bahrain, Yemen. We have Israel, Jordan. Then we have Egypt right here. Libya. Algeria. Morocco. It's a big world. It's a big world. I'd like to see more of it. Then we have Pakistan over here. And India. India takes a lot of land. I think it's one of the most highly populated places on Earth. And then we have Nepal and Bangladesh. And this is where Chantal is going to be climbing. Where is it? Where's Everest? She should be there any day now. There it is. Their climbing season just ended. It's a very short period of time. So she'll be there probably, I would say, this winter coming up. She should be ready to go. That's what I'm thinking. Got some tents here. Yeah. Yeah. Some, people doing their thing. Yeah. This is a produced video by one of those trekking companies. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. That's going to be the next bees, I think, is going to be climbing Mount Everest. Yeah. So we'll see her up there. Oh, yeah, actually, Beetle Queen, that is probably where she is right now. Because it takes a while to get up there because you got to stop at all these different camps to acclimate to the air, the altitude. That is probably where she is. And she probably doesn't have cell service, you know, and like charging the phone is such an issue for her, you know. So yeah, that is probably where she is. Ugh. Waiting to ascend. That has become a big problem over the past years because so many people are trying to do it. Oh, I got a little drone. Okay. Oh my god! Oh my god. Felt like we were falling. I was sitting, I had my face like inches from the screen for some reason. Oh my god. I'm like, okay, yeah, the drone. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, the drone. Yeah, okay. And I'm like, whoa, oh no. Oh my god. Scary. Okay. You know, I just say good for these people. You know, I have zero absolute. Ooh, this must be base camp, huh? I have zero, if there could be less than zero, desire to ever do anything like this. Patel, okay. What do you have to say, sir?
Those big mountains and those 7,000 meter peaks all around me.
Yeah.
It was a different feeling I cannot express. Reaching the Everest base camp is also an achievement.
Yeah.
So it was amazing.
Okay. Oh. Oh, that's you. Okay. I was going to say, did that person die?
Currently
or
shooting with
3% battery. Okay. That would be Chantal. I got 2% left. I didn't bring a battery pack, so I guess this is it, guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Like, I'm happy for you, dude. You know, you're happy. I'm happy that you're happy. Okay. Couldn't be me. Would never be me, ever. You gotta have some real serious skill. Very serious skill. This is not a walk. Ugh. Ugh. All right, let's get out of here. It's stressing me out. Okay. Ugh. Oh, Annapurna, yeah. I've watched some ever since. Okay, I never knew anything about Everest at all until Chantal started talking about it. And she was talking about, my goal is to get to Everest Base Camp. And I was like, what's Base Camp? Oh my God. And here we are 2 years later, and I'm still watching every single Everest video that anyone has ever put out and all of the surrounding mountains. Oh my God. Yeah. What else do you guys want to look at? I think we've done what we can here. Oh, we could go around Kuwait a little bit. Oh my God. I mean, I feel like that, to me, climbing anything like that would be akin to running from an axe murderer. That's how I would feel the entire time, even trying to get anywhere close to that. Like, I'd just be fighting for my life every second and not having enough oxygen to breathe on top of it. All set, thanks. And Anatoly Bukrif, The Climb. Yes, I think yeah, it is did they make it into a movie too? There's a show tomorrow night that Sir Richard Attenborough produced for BBC. It's called The Ocean. Oh, That'll be good. Sasquatch, yes, also known as Bigfoot sightings, mistakenly for Foodie. They do say that that in the they call it Himalaya, not Himalayan. In the mountains there, that they have their own version of a Yeti. They say that. Can you explain? Is this about Chantal? Is like 5 a.m. I'm so tired, Emma. I would probably just go back maybe 30 minutes. I did a brief overview before we started really map searching. So I would say when you get when you scroll back, once you get off the map, I give a pretty brief overview, like what we're even doing right now. At least I have 2 knees to use. So do you. You have one titanium knee and a regular knee. It's the Yeti on Everest. Yeah. Ugh. That's the last thing you need. That is the last thing you need. Trying to climb an icy and people fall into those crevasses. I thought it was called a crevice. Apparently not a crevasse. My God. You're just suffering the entire time. These people are into it though. And then you get some monster, a legitimate monster coming for you. All set. All set. Hey, you have fun. I'll be here. I'll be at the ski lodge waiting. Okay, Marianne, cool. Yeah, I like just hanging out with you guys, They got a Raising Cane's. I wonder if that's the one they went to in Kuwait. What's the name the Nepalese give to Everest? I don't know. I don't know, Tehansita. They do call it something different, though, I think. Tibetans? No, it's true. There's 2 sides of the mountain, Tehansita. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There's 2 sides of Everest. The Tibet side and the Nepal side. That's true. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, the Sherpas, yeah. The Sherpas, yeah, they have a different name for it. They really respect the mountain. Let's take a trip in Kuwait, since Chantal has brought us nowhere. Okay, where's the Burger King? That's where we'll start our tour for tonight. Might as well. Hey, if you guys want to hang out, I want to hang out. I'm with you. It's been a few days. We did a members only live stream last Saturday, so I haven't seen most of you. And if you weren't here for Live on Patrol, which was Friday, it's probably been about a week since I've even seen you guys. I definitely missed you. With Chantal missing in action and on the run, I didn't feel like watching any retro reactions. I didn't feel like doing any retro reactions. Yeah. And I noticed emotions have been high in the community, and sometimes, everyone needs a break. Me too, Magwencia. Me too. You've been nowhere since knee surgery, Fran? Well, what are you waiting for, girl? Okay, Al Qut Mall, right? We know Al Qut Mall pretty well. Cinescape. Yeah, I think that's the movie theater they go to at Al Qut Mall. Let's see what's here. What stores are in Al Qut Mall? Since you never take us anywhere, Chantal. You never take us anywhere in Fahahil. All right. Oh, there's a Gold's Gym there. Oh my God. I joined Gold's in Egypt. It was ridiculously expensive. Shocking. I could only pay for 6 months, and after that I didn't renew. I'm like, I'm a school teacher. I don't make that much money. It was insane. Insane. Not worth it at all. There's the food court. They got the Pizza Hut. Okay. Some people hanging out. Okay. McDonald's, KFC. Oh, what's that? It looks like, oh, fragrances. I thought it was chocolate. Accoutrement. Little water show. Okay. All right. This is like a basic mall, I guess. All right. Like anything you'd see anywhere else, looks like. Well, you got some fish if you want to buy some fish. Okay. All right. All right, enough with the spinning. That's annoying. Oh, they got a Five Guys. I don't know why people want to give everyone else vertigo. I don't get that. All right. Oh, Steady C, you're doing colonoscopy prep. Sorry. How much of the gallon are you the way? How much more do you have to drink? It's better to just do it. I've never had one, but it's better to just do it and do it right, because you could, I mean, they could put you out. They could go in and be like, you're not cleaned out enough. We can't see anything. And then you got to do it again. So what is all this? Is that like oil stuff? Yeah, refinery control room. Okay. Well, why don't they have this blocked off then if we can't photograph it? Let's take a look. Your friends have gotten food sickness from Five Guys constantly? That's terrible. Ruh-roh, got a fire. That looks very dangerous. Wow. You've had 3, Sammy? Oh my god. If you haven't started drinking, it's best to drink it as cold as possible. That's what I've heard, that it's better if you can get it super, super cold. HR office? Where are we going? Speed breaker. Okay. Nuts and bolts. Okay, that's a refinery. Why is this not a problem to have on the World Wide Web? Lemon is the best. Oh my gosh, Steady C. Yeah, definitely. Of course. Yeah. I used to have to, I don't want to say have to, it wasn't like a burden or anything, but like, for people who were inpatient in the hospital, like, you know, I'd mix it up for them in advance and put it in the refrigerator, because we didn't have cold water, and you would just have to mix it with tap water and shake it up. So I'd stick it in the fridge for a couple hours before bringing it up to the patient. And I mean, if we had extra, because sometimes you'll get a couple flavor packets with it. And I remember people saying, just put them all in, all of them, and make it as cold as possible. That's a refinery. You've been chilling it all day. Perfect. Yeah. I know it sucks. But you'll have that peace of mind afterwards. That's a burn off. Oh, it's common. They do it at the Exxon refinery near you. Oh, there's so much in the world I know nothing about. So much that you guys know something about, sometimes a lot. Someone was asking when Chantal's payday. Here you are. Yeah. Her payday as a Canadian would be the 22nd of each month, provided it's not on a weekend. So in the US, it's the 21st. Yeah, so she's not going to get paid till the 23rd. The 21st and the 22nd are weekend days. So she and I will be paid on the 23rd of June. So she's got 10 days to go. It's not horrible, but it's like thick, salty, barely lemon flavored. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I don't know why they do it like that. Canada has always been the day after. But yeah, if it falls on a weekend, it'll be the following, or a holiday. It'll be on the following business day. Wow. Huh. Okay. They got a playground over here. Drilling Fluids and Oil Service Company. There's a lot of that, huh? Okay. Petroleum Coke Industries. Why does it look like it's all been burnt out? Look at that. It's all been burnt. Why is it all... Is this on... Was there a huge fire here? That's what it looks like. Should be a bigger payday for her? Why do you think so? She hasn't uploaded anything in like 10 days or longer. You're chasing it with Powerade orange flavor? Is that okay to do? Must be, huh? Okay. I don't know about that part. Wow. All right. Faja Hill Park. Oh, is this where they went? Let's see. Is this where they went and they were looking at... Oh my God, I made a funny video of Salah staring at himself, walking around some park. It's pretty good. Like, Salah really loves himself. He was staring at himself. I don't know if this is the same place or not. Center Point. She shops there sometimes. Lulu Hypermarket. Okay. They used to live in Faja Hill. This is this whole area. That was where their first apartment was. Okay, here's the Burger King. Okay, so this is basically her home base. Yes, Beetle Queen. It was it used to be really, really, really bad. Like, he was holding the camera or the phone like up high and staring at himself and was barely getting Chantal in the frame. Like, she kept leaning over trying to get in the frame of the video. Yep, the home Burger King. Yep. I have it saved. Opens at 8 a.m. Wow. It's behind KFC and Hardee's. Okay. Let's see if we can get street view over there. Not right there. What about here? We're in an alley. Oh, there's the water. Can we go over there? Yep. That's straight ahead. This is Salem Al Sabah, Sabah Street, or whatever it is. No offense intended. I just don't remember the name. Yeah, insulting the Emir is definitely a problem. I saw. I've been kind of checking here and there on some different reactions and such. Mostly the chats, not like the videos themselves, like the chats. Just to see kind of like what people are saying and like, you know. And some people are under the impression that flogging exists in Kuwait. It does not. It does not. Like the caning type of stuff like they do in Singapore, it is not a thing in Kuwait. I researched it. I didn't think it was, and I'm like, well, let me check, because maybe it is, but no, it's not. But I saw people repeatedly talking about flogging. I think she's in Kuwait, too. Yeah, Mers, you know. Thanks, Reality Chica. I don't know much about the topic, but, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I saw, you know, the usual crazy things from time to time that we see. Okay, what's this? Yeah, this is the main road that she lives on. She lives this way up there. And, what's over here? Hello, sir. Hello. Okay. Guess not. All right. Will they let us go in the water? No, huh? Okay. And go to the beach. Across the street from Chantal. Right across the street. This is when she said Muslim women don't swim. That's one of my more popular videos, actually. And this is right here, this red sign here. This is the pharmacy that is a mere walk away. Remember when she got the cat bite and he was like, oh, I'm going to go to the pharmacy and see. It's literally a walk. Like, she lives in one of these buildings. I'm not going to, you know, most people know, but, you know, I'm not going to say just for, you know, for my channel's sake. But that's the pharmacy, so it's very close by. Flogging, yeah. Yeah. And different countries do it a little bit differently. Like, yeah, I mostly knew about caning from Singapore. It's pretty serious. I guess the second whipping is what breaks the skin. No, the third. First one, like, I don't know. There's a whole, and they have people that are especially trained to do it. So you don't have someone just whacking away at you. But you have to bend over at the waist, like they put you over something. And they take down your pants and everything. Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I've been doing on my break from YouTube. And in some companies, they give you privacy. It's not done publicly. No, it's like, well, maybe in some countries it's a whip, but I know like in Singapore it's a cane. It's they make them like, you know, it's from nature, but like they have it, they soak it in water. There's like the whole process to it so that it doesn't break when they hit somebody with it. And so it's flexible, so it like whips back, so it's even more painful. It's a whole thing. A bendy cane, yes. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And the third one, so that's why it's important to know, like, how many lashings do you get for this offense? Because the third one breaks the skin if the person is doing it right, I guess. But they're especially trained to do it. You don't just, not just anyone can pick it up and do it. They really go through a lot of training. Switch is something I've only heard Southern people say, so I don't know. No, here you are. It's like for legitimate crimes, like corporal punishment in the criminal justice system. Like instead of going to jail, you might get a caning or a flogging or a whipping type of thing. No, it's not just for general punishment. Like it's corporal, like, yeah. You know, like executions and things, like it, you know, can be done in a lot of different ways. I read a little bit about that, you know. Yeah, that's what I did with my time away from YouTube. Just because I saw it coming up in chats a lot, like, oh, they're going to get publicly flogged. And I'm like, they don't do that in Kuwait. I really looked into it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not a thing. Not there. All right. La Mer chocolate. Oh. Okay. Where can we go from here? Nowhere. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Why can we go right here? Huh. Was it Philippines where the American kid was hit with a stick years ago for spitting gum? That sounds familiar, Radioactive Llama. I know they were talking about it to some extent. Was it on Legal Mindset, maybe? Yeah, I think. I don't know. I watch a lot of different lawyers. Hard to say. Yeah. So, yeah, there's the pharmacy right here. And how far? Well, Iron Chef, there's no real consensus on where Paz Kuwait is located. So, I don't know. It appears that it's like in the northern part of the country, but I don't know. Like there's, at the address that's listed, I don't think there's a building still there. Or Google Maps went there before the building was built. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not close by, if that's the same address. What about the park where Bruce was? Where was that? Singapore, yeah. Where was that? It was where the picnic tables were. I don't know. Yes, I do watch Deception Detective. Yes, he's pretty good. Was it at Vallejo? They had a restaurant inside the park there, too. Because she was like, oh, we could go look at the menu, like for next time. He's like, we just ate. We're not going to that restaurant. Yeah, Vallejo's over here. Vallejo Garden, maybe? Let's see. Can we go in? No. Oh, is that the same, different place? What's this? What's this? I think this is it. I think this is it. Wait. Okay. Don't get too excited. Come on. Chill out a little bit. All right. Because they were under, yes, just me. This is it. Because they were under these roofs. Restaurant Al Halish. This is probably the menu that they were looking for. So they parked. Oh, I wish we could get in. Nah. Come on. I think this is where they entered. Right here. Go to the right. You see the little mobile coffee and tea stations. Mobile coffee and tea stations. Street view in other areas of the world don't work like they do in the US or Canada. The little yellow mark? Yellow mark. Yellow mark. I don't see. But I'm pretty sure they parked, yes, the crime scene. I'm pretty sure they parked here, and this was the entrance, because I remember there being like, it was like an entrance. Faja Hill Sweet Shop. Hello, the Alexander. Yeah, so they walked in here. They were walking, I think they might have been over here. Then that concrete wall, right? Bottom right, the yellow pin. I don't see a yellow pin. The yellow pin? I don't see a yellow pin, I'm sorry. Like at all. There's orange, like for the restaurants. Irani Khabous Bakery. Faha Hill Sweet Shop. In the black box. The Street View guy? You can't go anywhere here. Over? Oh! Tea house. Okay, gotcha. Is this Kuwait City? No, this is Fahahio. This is a little bit south of where they live. Highway Specialty. Coffee. Okay. All right. What are we looking at over here? Exactly. Yes, this is the crime scene. That's where he was holding the chicken hostage to get Chantal to walk. What are we looking at over here? The little tea place. Yeah, lots of parking. Yeah. They drove in and around by them to get to the entrance. Oh, thank you. So okay, because this, I love it. We're putting together the scene of the crime. This is Salem al-Sabah Street, 209, Route 209, this long road that runs against the Gulf here, okay? So, and that road, they live right off of that road, okay? This main road here. Okay. They live in this type of area. See the Burger King? Okay. So they come out, they turn onto Salem al Sabah Street. They go all, remember, like she turns right, she keeps driving, right? And then she stays on 209, Salem al Sabah. Salem Street. Did I go too far? No. Is it right here? Yes, it's right here. Okay, so she goes to the end. She goes through a traffic circle here. Past Al Koot Mall, another traffic circle here. And then, is it the same place? No, wait. I got lost someplace. Let me read. I need to drop a pin there. Oh. How did I get lost? Fahio Park. Fahio Beach. Right here? Right here. That's it. I went too far down. Okay. All right. Yeah. Fahio Park. With those little... Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me make this... I have to favorite this. Save to my... I want to call it something else, though. I want to call it crime scene. Okay. We're definitely detectives, of course. No, and we went all through... Well, we went through the oil refineries, not through the fields. She went by the sweet shop at the park. Okay. You know, I have that video. Owl Detective Agency. You got it. We're all smart here. Okay. Thank you. So she takes a right onto Salem al-Sabah Street. And then they took a right here, right here. And they went in here, right here. Oh, let me zoom in a little more. Okay. So Salem al-Sabah Street. Okay. They went over here. They took a right. They went past the tea house. Hey V, how's it going? And then they went up here, past Highway Specialty Coffee. And then they drove over here. And they parked like right at the entrance. Okay. And there was a sign here that said something. I forget what it said. Some of it was in Arabic. And then they got out of the car. They took their chicken. And they walked through here, right here. Oh, it's as far as I can zoom in. They walked through right here. See if I can, I'll just enlarge here. Here we go. Okay. So we walked through here. Oh, you can't see my pointer anymore. Oh, yeah, okay. And they walked past these trees, because I remember them coming out. And I believe, just me, you probably know exactly. Is this upper right-hand roof thing, is that where they sat? Definitely Steady C. We'll find you. We'll find you for sure. Is this where they sat? I feel like it was. Kuwait is very, very small, too, so I don't think they really have a lot of places to go. That's it? Yeah. Okay. So, maybe we should reconstruct this crime scene. That would keep us busy for a couple of days, I think. Where did they pick up the fried chicken from? Very good question, Iron Chef. It's a Syrian place, and they said it was broasted chicken. Because we joined the live stream before they even left the apartment. And they were kind of bitching at each other about when they were going to pick up the chicken, and we haven't gotten the chicken yet. Yeah, the broasted chicken from a Syrian restaurant. But yeah, where was that? Because they've gotten broasted chicken before. Is this whole area a park? Yes. This whole square, yeah. Well, there's a little grocery store over here. Roasted chicken, roasted Syrian chicken fueled the crime. It really did. Yep. What I think we could do, because we have nothing to do, right? I mean, we can make up stuff to do, but this might be fun just to do, right? Like, I'd want to straighten this out. And I feel, you know what would be, we could make, I don't know, maybe I don't want to commit to too much, but we could make like little figurines or something. Like a little Salah, a little Chantal. Yes, definitely ride along tomorrow night. Yep. And a little Bruce. And maybe Bruce's mom and sister, like in the bushes someplace. And we could enact the crime scene, like exactly how it went down. We could do that. What else have we got to do? You know? Yeah. Faha Hill Park. So what I want to know is, because you know what we could really do? What do you mean, are we done, Fran? What do you mean, are we done? We're never done. Where was Bruce? Like, we could go back through and see where, because Salah disappeared for a second, and then he came over with Bruce. You're interested in the whole reenactment? Okay. Like, where was Bruce at the time? Because he came walking over with him. Like, this is a pretty, what, Steady C? Hey, we're helping you get through your prep, right? He said in the bathroom? That's right, he said by the restrooms, yes. So where are those? All right, let's find out more about Faha Hill Park. Okay, good. Good. Yeah. Gotta keep you drinking that stuff. We can watch the video and look for landmarks. That's what I'm saying. We can watch it, like, muted, probably. And because I'm talking over it, it's just like, it's kind of chaotic. And then like this on the other half of the screen, and we can trace it, we can track it through. We could definitely do that. Why not? He went to the washroom and came back and told her the kitten was by the washroom. That's right. Yeah, I saw Dank Fupa's video yesterday. Yeah, she does such a great job. Okay. We don't know where this is. What's this? Okay, okay. Oh, this is good. This is helpful. Actually, this is helpful. Because like that area that looks like a circle like this, that's what this is. There's a playground under there. Okay, that's good to know. All right, and there's the roofs where they were sitting under. Right, I think. Okay. You think everything was planned in advance? You think so? Here they are. Here they are. This is very helpful. Thank you, Ahmed Ghanem. Oh, Ghanem is a famous family there. They own a lot of things. Huh, okay. So that's helpful. This photo was taken in June 2017. Okay. Here's the mosque. No. No, thank you. Okay. Here's the beach. Okay, playground. Where is the bathroom? Oh my god. I don't know if you can see her. No, you can't. Let me try to... Let me try to... It's not Chantal, but what if it is? Okay. March 2021. No, it's not her. No, it's way too small. Let's see this woman right here. It's like, wait a minute. No, it's not. Okay, here's the picnic table on the left here. All right. This cell tower is definitely a good landmark. There's a wee child with cute little shoes. Okay. More children. Don't put your children on here like that. It's not smart. Okay, interesting. Okay. These are the areas with the picnic tables here over on the left. Let me get a little closer in there. Over here. Is this where they pulled in? What does that say? Fahahil, street number 4. Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is good. This is very good. Look at this. Perfect. Oops, sorry. So where's the restroom? It's around here. It's right around here. So the tables. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to look at like what's behind them. Washrooms are to the left of where they were seated. It's just a lost left, right? Right? Left, right, left, yeah. Oh, did we already go? Oh, we already went through those. Uh-oh. Is this construction time? Yeah, this girl. Boholana, OFW in Jordan. You're in Kuwait, though. Welcome. Chantal won't welcome you, so I will. Okay, this is a very good photo. Check this out. Is that the entrance over here? I can't tell. I think it might be. Oh, I wish we could just move slightly to the right. Oh. So we got 1, 2, these places. This is where they were sitting. This is where they were sitting. So the bathroom might be this building in the back here. That might be the restroom right here. Hey, Save a Nation. But the entrance definitely seemed farther. Oh, this might just be along this side. Not. Okay. Because remember, he was filming her walking out. And she was like trying to check under his tail and everything, like a weirdo. All right. This poor lady, I don't think she wants to be filmed, but we do have a good view of those tables right behind her. So let me move Mr. Owl. We'll give her a little coverage there. There we go. Okay. So that's a really good view of the tables. Okay. So I think over here on the far right is probably the restrooms. I don't know if they do Cryptomeria. I don't know if the water is okay to swim there. I have no idea. I know that they're not known for handling pollution in a responsible manner. Like, I think they've been cited for that from various organizations. So I don't know. And the Gulf is very close to all the oil refineries too. So I'm not sure. Aha! Look at all these angles we're getting. Excellent. Look at this. Look at this. Ugh. We can get no better than that. That's crazy. Why on earth would they choose to... I didn't think at all that it was planned. I never thought that until you ask yourself logically, why on earth would they be with her outside in high heat eating fried chicken? Why would they choose to go outside someplace to eat? That makes no sense. She sweats sitting in an air-conditioned car. Like going outside to eat in an open-air place like this? They did not have the cat carrier with them. They did not. We watched the whole thing live, and as they were walking out, they were saying, we have to go get the cage. We have to get the cage. They said it several times. Then they drove. She held the cat in the car. They drove back to the apartment. Salah went upstairs and got the cat carrier and brought it back down. But a lot of people say that for some reason. I don't know. It is like a rumor that just kind of went wild and people are just repeating it. But we watched the whole thing a couple times. No, don't worry about it. Here you are. I mean, so many people said it. I could see why someone would think that it was true. So it was perpetuated by a lot of people. I wouldn't have put it past them and have a plan to release the kitten after getting donations. Absolutely. Yeah. Kind of wild. There's a street view image of what seems like everywhere. Well, these are photos that people took, because we can't get right on the street, unfortunately. What's that place? Don't fall. Another angle of those structures over there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of rumors and random thoughts. That's what happens when there's no information, you know? People will create scenarios. And it's, you know, that can absolutely, we've done it too. It's absolutely fun to do sometimes. But then you have people, oh, I saw someplace that this happened, that happened. Well, where'd you see it? In a chat. Okay, well, you know. I think it's fine to speculate and to make up funny scenarios of what could have happened, as long as we keep them separate from what really did happen and what we really do know. Because there have been some pretty crazy theories that have been interesting. Okay, I think we saw that one before. Okay, this is a good little resource to use for our crime reenactment. Definitely. Oh, look at this one. Ooh, that's excellent. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Aha. Aha. All right. Look at this guy. That's a pose. He's like, yeah, I'm at Fire Hill Park. Oh, yeah. Yes, you are, sir. Anna now? Look, it's also near. Is this where she wanted to look at the menu? Because look, there's the seating in the back. I wonder. Nary a cat in these photos. No. Nary. And we can also get information from like TripAdvisor. Like people who are like, oh, and Jordan just closed their airspace. Oh boy. Okay. What a nice family. Oh look, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's get an update on that. Iran not to tolerate Israel aggressions anymore. Okay. Yeah, so the language is definitely going to be inflammatory. It's Iran, okay? And this is not my personal viewpoints. I am just reading what is on the screen. I definitely don't want to get into any kind of political conversation. I am absolutely not here for that. Okay, Iran not to tolerate Israel aggressions anymore. Reacting to the Israeli attacks on various parts of Iran, the Islamic Republic's army stressed that it would no longer tolerate the aggressions by the Israeli child killers, is what they said. Okay. Israel will definitely pay price for attacking Iran. Okay, we got some missiles here. All right. In a statement issued on Friday morning, Iran's defense ministry stressed that the Israeli regime will definitely pay the price for attacking Iran. The fake and criminal Zionist regime once again revealed its vile and inhumane face at dawn today, committing a blatant crime with a cowardly attack on a residential town on the sacred soil of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the statement reads. In this brutal act that violated all international laws, a group of innocent civilians, including women and children, a number of commanders of the armed forces and scientists of this region were martyred, and this child killer regime revealed its evil nature even more than before. Expressing condolences to the great nation of Iran, the ministry announces that in line with the orders of the leader and with the support of the nation, it is ready to deliver a severe and instructive punishment to Israel. The Zionist regime will definitely pay the price for this crime. Oh, great. U.S. and Israel to pay heavy price for attacking Iran. Tehran. A senior military spokesman says that Iran would decisively respond to the airstrikes of the Israeli regime on the country's territory. Okay. The Israeli regime conducted a massive airstrike on Iran early on Friday, which resulted in the martyrdom of a number of civilians and military officials. Reacting to the Israeli aggression, Brigadier General Abulfasi Sakarchi said enemies should expect strong responses from the armed forces. The armed forces are fully prepared and will definitely respond forcefully to these actions. Retaliation will be decisive, and the Zionist regime and the United States will pay a very heavy price. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I want to go back, but I'm trying to be like patient and, you know, if it were up to me, I'd already be back there. I'm not afraid of the war. I'll take my chances. I'm not going to leave him there by himself and my cat there to deal with that. I know, miles away.
I'm not afraid of the war. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to leave my husband. I'm not going to leave my husband and my cat. Well, where are you then, Chantal? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. This is directly from the leader. Okay. Israel must await a severe punishment from the leader. Okay. Leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, issued a message following the Israeli attacks on Iran's territory. The Israeli regime conducted a massive airstrike on Iran early on Friday, which resulted in the martyrdom of a number of civilians and military officials. I think there's going to be a lot of repeated stuff here. Reacting to the Israeli aggression, leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, issued a message. The statement reads as follows. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, wow. Here we go. I'm nervous to read it. Great nation of Iran. It probably started with Bismillah, don't you think? At dawn today, the Zionist regime committed a heinous crime on our beloved soil, revealing its evil nature more than ever by targeting residential areas with its wicked and blood-stained hands. The regime must await a severe punishment. By God's will, The powerful hand of the armed forces of the Islamic Republic will not let it go unpunished. And it says it, in parentheses, Israel. In the enemy's attacks, several commanders and scientists were martyred. Their successors and colleagues will immediately carry on their duties, God willing. With this crime, the Zionist regime has prepared a bitter and painful fate for itself, and it will undoubtedly receive it. Okay, let's, I don't think we've seen this yet. I don't think. So we've been talking about the IAEA, and if you're just joining, this is all about nuclear power. Okay. IAEA resolution and Iran countermeasures, what has happened. Okay. The IAEA's latest resolution against Iran triggered a fierce backlash from Tehran, announcing major nuclear steps, what really happened, and what comes next. In a move that sparked swift and fiery reactions from Tehran, the Board of Governors of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, on Thursday, adopted a politically charged resolution accusing Iran of non-compliance with its safeguards obligations. Iran responded within hours, announcing the expansion of its nuclear program, denouncing the resolution as a Western maneuver, and reaffirming its right to peaceful nuclear energy under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT. The UN Nuclear Watchdog's 35-nation Board of Governors passed a resolution declaring Iran an alleged breach of its non-proliferation obligations for the first time in almost 20 years. The political resolution was proposed by the United States and the European Troika. Iran's peaceful nuclear program misrepresented by the West. This guy on the right is with the IAEA. I've seen him in other... For over 2 decades, Iran has repeatedly asserted that its nuclear program is, and always has been, entirely peaceful. Citing its obligations under the NPT, Tehran maintains its sovereign right to enrich uranium for civil purposes, including energy production and medical research. Iran has long opened its nuclear facilities to IAEA inspections. It allowed surveillance cameras, periodic inspections, and transparency measures under the now dormant Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA, often ongoing beyond legal requirements. Despite this, Iran argues that the Western narrative continues to paint its nuclear activities in a sinister light, largely ignoring decades of cooperation and presenting technical disputes as deliberate obstruction. Despite recent Western media headlines, Iran's nuclear agenda remains exclusively peaceful. Tehran maintains that all enrichment activities are geared towards civilian energy production and medical use, not weapons development. As a signatory to the NPT, Iran insists on its legal right to uranium enrichment under international oversight, and there's no credible evidence it seeks nuclear armament. The June 12th resolution, introduced and backed by the US, France, Germany, and the UK, claims Iran failed to provide credible explanations for nuclear material found at undeclared sites. While these claims date back years, Western officials often use them as grounds to accuse Iran of a lack of transparency. However, Tehran views the resolution as yet another instance of politicizing a technical matter. Iranian officials argue that the IAEA is being exploited as a tool to exert political pressure, particularly as negotiations with the US are ongoing. The Iranian officials did not delay in reacting. Within minutes of the resolution's adoption, the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran announced 2 major countermeasures: construction of a 3rd uranium enrichment site, in addition to Natanz and Fordow. That's the map we were looking at earlier. Installation of new generation IR6 centrifuges at Fordow, accelerating enrichment capacity. look at Tehran. It's a big city. In a joint statement issued minutes after the resolution was adopted, the Foreign Ministry of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran strongly condemned the resolution. The statement described the move as a politically motivated and legally unfounded exploitation of the IAEA's Board of Governors, lacking any technical basis. Iran has always adhered to its safeguards obligations, the statement said, emphasizing that none of the agency's reports have cited any non-compliance or diversion in Iran's nuclear materials or activities. The statement added that while Iran regards the agency's report as entirely political and biased, these 4 countries have gone even further and drafted a resolution whose core contents contradict the same politicized report issued by the Director General. Since the US, France, Germany, and the UK are pursuing their own political agendas and have found no ambiguity in Iran's current nuclear activities, they have turned to allegations dating back more than 25 years, attempting to re-emphasize some of them, despite the fact that all such past claims were closed under the IAEA November 2015 resolution, it added. These actions by the 4 countries are taking place while they remain silent on the fact that the Zionist regime is yet not a member of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Remember how he said, like, only certain countries were part of this? North Korea was, and they backed out in the 90s. Like, countries don't have to belong to this. So they're saying Israel's not a member. And the Zionist regime continues to develop weapons of mass destruction program, including nuclear weapons. They've also taken no action regarding the Israeli regime's threat to attack the peaceful nuclear facilities of NPT member states. Yeah, they were threatening. Now they've done it, though. On the other hand, the United States, the United Kingdom, and France have failed to fulfill their obligations under Article 6 of the NPT concerning nuclear disarmament, while Germany continues to host these deadly and inhumane weapons. This move by the 4 countries completely undermines the credibility and reputation of the International Atomic Energy Agency and further exposes the political nature of this international body. Such political treatment of a country that has always abided by its commitments and maintained extensive cooperation with the agency leads us to conclude that a policy of engagement and cooperation yields the opposite result. In this regard, we express our appreciation to the members of the Board of Governors who voted against or abstained from the resolution, and we condemn and denounce the political behavior of the countries that voted in favor for it. As we have stated previously, the Islamic Republic of Iran has no choice but to respond to this political resolution, it concluded. Behruz Kalmanvandi, spokesperson for the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, strongly criticized the resolution passed by the IAEA Board of Governors, calling it a strategic miscalculation by the West. They strongly believe political pressure can force Iran to retreat from its rightful positions, he said on Thursday. We had already warned that we would adjust our actions accordingly. As part of Iran's response, Kamalvandi announced the activation of a 3rd enrichment complex, along with a major upgrade of Iran's centrifuge systems. We will replace our 1st-generation centrifuges with 6th-generation machines, adding that uranium enrichment will rise significantly in both volume and efficiency. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson has strongly condemned the anti-Iran resolution approved by the IAEA's Board of Governors against the peaceful nature of Iran's nuclear program. Ismail Bagay denounced the actions of 3 European countries, UK, France, and Germany, and the United States in instrumental use of the IAEA's Board of Governors to cast doubt on the peaceful nature. They've already repeated that. There's a lot of repetition here. He sees this opportunity to thank China. This is so interesting, this group of nations that are supporting. He sees the opportunity to thank China, Russia, Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Belarus that issued a joint statement, which we kind of looked over a little bit, expressing their responsible and legal positions in rejecting the resolution, and emphasized the determination of the Iranian nation to protect their rights and interests in accordance with the UN Charter and the Non-Proliferation Treaty. And this was before Israel struck. This just happened like earlier today, all of this. So Israel acted swiftly. Wow. The missile attacks on the Natanz on the nuclear site itself. Let's see if we can get this to play. Seeing I can download it. We'll see how it goes. I have a moth in the house. Oh, God, come on. Get out of here, come on.
مؤثر هست که یکی از اونها در خلال صحبت شما تصاویر نتنز رو هم بینندگان زنده دارن مشاهده میکنن و دود ناشی از انفجاری که به نظر میرسه دقایقی پیش اتفاق افتاده. خب مثلا ما در حوزه نتنز، خب طبعا نتنز یک مرکز غنیسازی هست که روی سطح زمین هست، بنابراین رژیم به راحتی آمده و اقدام علیه اون انجام داده و همین موضوع سبب شد که تهدیدهای مکرری که شد.
Okay, well, I don't know what they said, but so there's like cars whipping by on the highway, and then in back of them is the nuclear site that Israel struck. That's that black smoke coming out. Scary. And then this was a strike in a residential area. Footage shows different areas of Tehran following an attack by the Israeli regime.
الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی رو زده شده. اینجا رو زدن، اینجا رو هم زدن، این لویزانم زدن، پشتم زدن، پشت لویزانم زدن. یا سید الشهدا.
مامان
Yeah, Hammond Bean says, if you are intentionally bombing a nuclear site, are you not trying to induce a core meltdown and irradiate the area? I would think so. I mean, what else would be the the goal there. Yeah. Why are they standing in the street? Because their homes are burning down. Let's check a U.S. site and see what they have to say. I'm sure it will be a little bit different.
Yeah, I want to go back, but I'm trying to be like patient and, you know, if it worked for me, I'd already be back there.
Right. Right, Chantal. Right. She's not afraid. Not afraid. I don't want to leave my husband and my cat. I'll let you guys pick. All right. We've got New York Times, AP, NBC, Reuters, or CNN. Those are the top stories. The most recent update is 11 minutes ago from AP. Israel attacks Iran's nuclear and missile sites and kills top military officials. Okay. All right, we'll do AP. They have the most recent. Reuters was 2 hours ago. Huh. I just despise the ads, the pop-up ads everywhere. I know they have to get paid, but wow. Okay. Well, here's their headline right here. Israel attacks Iran's nuclear and missile sites and kills top military officials. Okay. This was probably one of those buildings we were looking at. This doesn't have any volume. This is in Tehran. Wow. Just like someone's camera. Okay. Israel's military says Iran is launching drones in retaliation for its strikes on Tehran. Okay. That's interesting. Israel's military says Iran is launching drones. Okay. I mean, all right. Brigadier General Efi Defrin, Israel's chief army spokesman. In the last few hours, Iran has launched more than 100 drones towards Israel, and all the defense systems are acting to intercept the threats. Defrin added that some 200 Israeli fighter jets participated in the operation, striking some 100 targets, and that the attacks were continuing. Meanwhile, Jordan's Civil Aviation Authority said the country's airspace will be closed for all flights following other regional air authorities. The Jordan news agency said the temporary measure is out of concern of any dangers related to the escalation in the region. This is a breaking news update. AP's earlier story follows below. Israel attacked Iran's capital early Friday in strikes that targeted the country's nuclear program and killed at least 2 top military officers, raising the potential for an all-out war between the 2 bitter Middle East adversaries. It appeared to be the most significant attack Iran has faced since its 1980s war with Iraq. The strikes came amid simmering tensions over Iran's rapidly advancing nuclear program and appeared certain to trigger a reprisal, with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei warning that severe punishment would be directed at Israel. Multiple sites around the country were hit, including Iran's main nuclear enrichment facility, where black smoke could be seen rising into the air. We just saw that. The leader of Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, General Hossein Salami, was confirmed dead. Iranian state television reported a development that is a significant blow to Tehran's governing theocracy and an immediate escalation of its long-simmering conflict with Israel. So, nuclear sites and key officials. So, Tabriz, explosions reported around the city. Tehran, multiple sites and officials were struck in the capital. It's 4 different sites. Kermanshah, explosions heard, black smoke seen across city. And Natanz, Iran's main enrichment facility was struck. That's the nuclear site. The chief of staff of Iranian armed forces, General Mohammad Bagheri, was also confirmed dead by Iranian state television. Other top military officials and scientists were believed to have been killed. In Washington, the Trump administration, which had cautioned Israel against an attack during continued negotiations over Iran's nuclear enrichment program, said that it had not been involved and warned against any retaliation targeting U.S. interests or personnel. Still, it seemed likely that the U.S. suspected an attack could be in the offing. With Washington on Wednesday pulling some American diplomats. Yes. From Iraq's capital and offering voluntary evacuations for the families of U.S. troops in the wider Middle East. And this is where I started this morning with U.S. embassies evacuating some personnel in Kuwait, at the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait. And turns out they didn't. But that's where I started this morning. Like, oh, they're telling some of their staff they should leave. And now look where we are tonight. That escalated very fast. Israeli leaders cast the preemptive assault as a fight for the nation's survival that was necessary to head off an imminent threat that Iran would build nuclear bombs, though it remains unclear how close the country is to achieving that, or whether Iran had actually been planning a strike soon. It could be a year. It could be within a few months. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and people say Netanyahu, I don't think that's the correct pronunciation, but I don't know it, said as he vowed to pursue the attack for as long as necessary to remove this threat. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival, he said. Khamenei issued a statement carried by the state-run IRNA news agency. It confirmed that the top military officials and scientists had been killed in the attack. Israel opened its wicked and blood-stained hand to a crime in our beloved country, revealing its malicious nature more than ever by striking residential centers, Khamenei said. For Netanyahu, the operation distracts attention from Israel's ongoing and increasingly unpopular war in Gaza, which is now over 20 months old. There is a broad consensus in the Israeli public that Iran is a major threat, and Israel's opposition leader, Yair Lapid, a staunch critic of Netanyahu, offered his full support for the mission against Iran. But if Iran reprisals cause heavy Israeli casualties or major disruptions to daily life, Netanyahu could see public opinion quickly shift. Multiple sites in the Iranian capital were hit in the attack, which Netanyahu said targeted both nuclear and military sites. Also targeted were officials leading Iran's nuclear program and its ballistic missile arsenal. The International Atomic Energy Agency has confirmed that an Israeli strike hit Iran's uranium enrichment facility at Natanz and said it was closely monitoring radiation levels. Oh my God. Oh my God. Smoke rises after an explosion in Tehran, Iran, Friday, June 13th, 2025. Israel attacked Iran's capital early Friday with explosions booming across Tehran. The strike on Iran pushed the Israeli military to its limits, requiring the use of aging air-to-air refuelers to get its fighter jets close enough to attack. It wasn't immediately clear if Israeli jets entered Iranian airspace or just fired so-called standoff missiles over another country. People in Iraq heard fighter jets overhead at the time of the attack. Israel previously attacked Iran from over the border in Iraq. The potential for an attack had been apparent for weeks as angst built over Iran's nuclear program. President Donald Trump on Thursday said that he did not believe an attack was imminent, but also acknowledged that it could very well happen. Once the attacks were underway, the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem issued an alert telling American government workers and their families to shelter in place until further notice. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Israel took unilateral action against Iran and that Israel advised the U.S. that it believed the strikes were necessary for its self-defense. Ugh. This is a military site? Okay. Debris from an apartment building is seen on top of parked cars after a strike in Tehran, Iran, early on Friday. Israel attacked Iran's capital early Friday with explosions booming across Tehran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region, Rubio said in a statement released by the White House. Trump is scheduled to attend a meeting of his National Security Council on Friday in the White House Situation Room, where he's expected to discuss the conflict with top advisors. It is not clear if he plans to make public remarks on the strikes. Israel has long been determined to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, a concern laid bare on Thursday when the Board of Governors at the International Atomic Energy Agency, for the first time in 20 years, censured Iran over its refusal to work with its inspectors. We read this whole thing that said they had more than enough access, but anyone can say anything, so who knows? Iran immediately announced it would establish a third enrichment site in the country and swap out some centrifuges for more advanced ones. Even so, there are multiple assessments on how many nuclear weapons it could conceivably build should it choose to do so. Iran would need months to assemble, test, and field any weapon, which it so far has said it has no desire to do. Let me turn down my air conditioner a little bit. Things just ramped up suddenly. U.S. intelligence agencies also assess Iran does not have weapons programs at this time. What? U.S. intelligence agencies like FBI, CIA also assess that Iran does not have a weapons program. Okay. Wow. So yeah, this is a residential neighborhood. This is an apartment building. In a sign of the far-reaching implications of the emerging conflict, Israel's main airport was closed, and benchmark Brent crude spiked. Oil? Benchmark Brent crude spiked on news of the attack, rising nearly 8%. Both Iran and Israel closed their airspace. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz warned that in the aftermath of the strikes, missile and drone attacks against Israel and its civilian population are expected immediately. Well, that's what happens when you strike, you should expect retaliation no matter who you are. It is essential to listen to instructions from the home front command and authorities to stay in protected areas, he said in a statement. As the explosions in Tehran started, Trump was on the lawn of the White House mingling with members of Congress. It was unclear if he had been informed, but the president continued shaking hands and posing for pictures for several minutes. What if he didn't know? Trump earlier said he urged Netanyahu to hold off on any action while the administration negotiated with Iran over nuclear enrichment. Okay. Trump is saying he told Israel, like, hey, hold off. Let me talk to him. As long as I think there is a chance for an agreement, I don't want them going in because I think it would blow it, Trump told reporters. Wow. The art of the deal, right? The art of the negotiation, the art of the deal. That's Trump's book. Wow. Okay. You're going to be hearing IAEA in your sleep tonight. Wow. This reminds you of watching the Gulf War. Yeah, I was in high school when that started. Incredible that we can watch a war in real time. Yep. No air traffic whatsoever over Iran. Yep. Or Jordan or Israel. A leading nuclear scientist was killed too. Yeah, they said scientist, so yeah. Hi, Rachel. Yes, those were Chantal's sunglasses. I was looking. Yes. I am getting constant ads now for her stupid sunglasses. Yes. That is. Oh, just disappeared. Come on. Maybe it'll come back around. Yeah, those are her sunglasses. I'm looking for a pair of sunglasses for myself. I was on the Nordstrom. There they are. Dolce & Gabbana. Yep. I was on the Nordstrom website last night, just scrolling, just looking, And then I was like, I don't want to spend a lot of money, but $354 at Lens Crafters. So, I was like, well, where's your Dolce & Gabbana? Let me look those up. I think those are them. Close to it anyway. Yeah. So now they're showing up on all the websites for advertisements. Yes. Hey, it fits, right? Outcast from Philippines YouTube channel has posted something very interesting about Chantal. Oh, okay. I thought Netanyahu was being tried for war crimes. Might as well add to them. Meanwhile, the Canadian government has a day and a half of ammunition if war breaks out. Well, you can always slow them down with maple syrup. Anyone who's attacking. Just take the reserves, the country's reserves of maple syrup, and just pour it out onto the street. And it'll slow everyone down. When you watch Grow World stuff, you get ads for online therapy and dentures. That's funny. Yeah. So, yeah. And we have where all of this is happening. This is kind of where we started off in our stream today. We have Chantal right here. And looks like I didn't save it. It's probably good that I didn't save it as a favorite. Oh, right. Yeah, I did. Okay. Fordo. This is the uranium enrichment site. get directions. Let's see how far it is to Israel. Like Tel Aviv or something. All right. So that is, if we're going by car, it would be about 23 hours of driving. And that's 1,866 kilometers. Let's see. What is that? Oh, what are these? Is that like a road closure or something? What's that? Crash. There's a car crash near Baghdad on 14th of Ramadan. Can we take a look? Reported on Google Maps. Construction zone. Okay. Yeah, so here's... Okay, so here's Israel over here, okay, on the left. Then we have Chantal right here. And then we have airstrikes happening right around here. So if she's still there, she might want to consider, you know, I don't know if they'll let her leave now that she has pending criminal charges. But, you know, oh, one of my dogs wants to go out. What can I leave you with? What can I leave you with? I'm coming, honey. I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, if you want to join us tomorrow night for Live on Patrol, we would love to have you. I will deputize you at the beginning of the stream. It's no problem. You get your own badge and handcuffs. Here's a little, intro.
Freeze! That's the sound of the police!
So tomorrow night, Friday night at, well, actually tonight for me, at 10:15 p.m. Eastern, we get in the back seat of the Ramsey County Sheriff's vehicle. It's an unmarked car, and we patrol the mean streets of St. Paul, Minnesota, and we would love to have you join us. You can check your emojis. You do have a badge. You have handcuffs. We do recommend wearing a bulletproof sports bra just in case. Keep everything intact. You'll bring the cornbread. Bing bong. Excellent. We could use it. Yes, the whoop whoop, of course. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Yes. Hopefully we'll have a little action. We'll see. We'll see. Megan Fox is in the house. Yeah. That's right, Beetle Queen. Don't worry, Canada. Your bravest warrior and brightest mind, Chantal Marie Serrault, is on her way home. Yeah. I mean, if she hasn't left yet, really, I'm not afraid. Well, you're facing criminal charges. A. B, you know, you might get some, stray bullet or something. You're not afraid, though. That's good. That's good. Chantal's like, protect the Hardys, must protect my Santa Fe sauce. Chantal will be fine, Shelley. She doesn't watch the news, so she won't know a thing unless it's on TikTok. That's true. Yeah. Maybe now that her home is directly threatened, she will follow through with a boycott for more than 72 hours. Nah, I don't think so. I'm going to request a cameo from the front lines. So can you drive to the Iranian border and film a TikTok? I mean, if you're charging $100, we should be able to request that, right? We should be able to. I mean, really. She really got herself in a world of poop. Well deserved. Well, oh yeah, tight pants. That's true, Saban Nation. Don't forget your tight pants. If they have spandex and if you can move well in them, if they're going to restrict your movement, then don't bother. Yeah. Wonder if Chantal will pick up a surviving an apocalypse bucket from Amazon. You think she was already planning on leaving? I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's about 50-50 right now from what I've seen in the community of where people think she is. And I don't have any more information than you guys. It's just a hunch. I think she's in Kuwait. Just my hunch. I feel like it's definitely 50. I mean, I was thinking she could be in an alternate location like Qatar or even Thailand. But someone mentioned today, and I always like to give people credit for like their ideas and their thoughts. And I honestly cannot remember who said it. But someone said she doesn't have the finances to be in a third location. She just doesn't have the money to stay in a hotel in Bangkok or in Qatar. She just doesn't. Yeah. Get her to check out the Kuwaiti Navy on the beach. Yes. Yeah, if you missed that, the Kuwaiti Navy, okay, didn't even know there was such a thing. The Kuwaiti Navy is going to be conducting live ammunition exercises next Sunday and Monday. And they recommend that you stay away from the beach because you could get hit with a stray bullet. So there's that. And I really haven't seen them ever announce that before. So there must be a reason, I'm thinking. Have some boats out there in the Gulf shooting. Yep. So, yeah. Oh, that was a lot, huh? So I'm going to keep an eye on the situation. I'm sure I will get far behind and lost pretty quickly because it's not something that I normally tune into or pay attention to much. There's only so much a person can, any of us can devote time and energy to and thoughts. But, I'm gonna look at it periodically throughout the day tomorrow and see what's happening. Get a pew-pew to the bootay. I mean, hey, when you're in there taking that bullet out, can you suction a little more out there? No way could she scrape enough together for a ticket. And if she was in Canada, it would be beyond red lipstick rage in a park. That is what I think too, Beetle Queen. How could she possibly control her impulses to not at least upload a video, a community tab post, or a live stream if she was in Canada, thinking she got away scot-free? I don't think she could. Hopefully she's living on the beach. She could be. Who knows? We don't know. You watch world news a lot, Shelley? Yeah. Oh, it's more than tensions at this point. They're bombing each other, so... Well, not bombs, airstrikes. I don't know what that would even be considered. Yeah. You too, Tashi. Have a wonderful evening. Hunker down in the sand with Howie. Oh, well, it was good enough for him, right? Should be good enough for her. Maybe the RCMP had a little talking with her about her manners. I don't know. I really don't know. It could be anything. I don't know. Did I just suggest rimming on this halal Minecraft server? What? What are you talking about? Rimming? Excuse me? If it wasn't you, Tehansita, I'd probably be like, you're in the wrong chat, sir. But it's you, so I don't know. If in Canada she would, that's what I think. But people have had very convincing arguments for Canada, too. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just a guess. She's supposed to have a ticket home to get a visa, right? I wonder if her stepdad put his foot down. She doesn't have the money to rent anywhere. I mean, there's only so much you can do for someone who's hell-bent on self-destruction, and people that just who are around her get taken down with her. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know either, Cryptomaria. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I'll be surprised either way, wherever she turns up. It'll be like, okay, I was wrong, or okay, you know. Yeah, it's 2:45 a.m. for me, Fran. Yeah, I'll be logging off shortly. Okay, you too, Megan. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on patrol. That would be great. You guys are always a hoot when we're on patrol. I love it. Hoot, hoot. Hoot. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to go to sleep. Oops. What is that? Oh, it was the cop. It was the cop's intro again. The Civil Owl Patrol. Yes. Sucking a bullet out from... Oh. Sancita, sometimes I just say stuff and I can't even recollect it like 30 seconds later. Okay, that makes sense now. Makes total sense. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out. I know it was kind of a strange stream for me to do, but I am wondering what's, that's a very... I mean, I remember being in Egypt during they called it the Arab Spring in the States, so we didn't call it that there. But when Hosni Mubarak was overthrown by the Egyptian people it started January 25th, 2011, and I was there through the whole thing. And we didn't have a foreign country firing on us. And it was very frightening at times. So I can't imagine. No one was flying over. It was people coming into our neighborhoods with guns, but no one was flying over. I feel like people flying over would be scarier because you would just never know. I don't know. You never know anyway, right? Okay. Everybody, thank you so much. God willing, everyone that we know from this point on, and those even we don't know, are safe and sound, and that things can be worked out in some way. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow night. Too much talking tonight. I hope to see you tomorrow night. Okay. All right. Have a good rest of your day or evening, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.